The servant of God Eleonora Restori was born on November 29, 1992 at the hospital in Parma, Italy. She was the first child of Gabriele Restori and Sandra Mari, who were both doctors. A few months later, on February 26, 1993, she was baptized in the Church of Saints Giovanni and Lorenzo in Bianconese. No one could have imagined that this joyful little girl would one day become a powerful witness of faith through extraordinary suffering. On October 28, 1995, her younger sister Angelica was born. Soon, the family moved to Sala Baganza, where Eleonora enjoyed a happy childhood surrounded by her family and friends. She was cheerful, intelligent, and always ready to help others. When she began elementary school in 1998, her teachers quickly noticed how responsible and kind she was. She loved learning and always looked out for classmates who needed help. On May 13th, she received the first Holy Communion in a parish, a day that filled her heart with great joy and love for Jesus. Then everything changed. On May 25th, 2002, the birthday of Saint Padre Pio, Eleonora became seriously ill with a fever and a persistent cough. At first, doctors believed it might be something temporary, but after many examinations, they discovered she had cancer. She soon began treatment at the Pediatric Oncology Department of the Gaslini Hospital in Genoa. Months of treatment followed. By June 2003, after many difficult therapies, the doctors announced that the cancer had disappeared. The family, overflowing with gratitude, traveled to Medjugorje to thank Our Lady for what seemed to be a miraculous healing. During that pilgrimage, they met Father Silvano Alfieri, a Capuchin friar who would accompany Eleonora and her family throughout the rest of her journey. During this time, Eleonora began writing simple prayers to Jesus in a small notebook. One of them read, "Lord, I thank you that I'm home and that I'm well, and that everything is returning to normal. May it continue like this. Lord, protect Father Silvano, who always travels, and wherever he goes, he always carries me in his heart. Lord, I thank you for all that you have given me. Always protect our family and guide them on the journey of faith. I'm so happy to be home. Thank you. May tomorrow be a beautiful and happy day too. Be close to the Iraqi children and the people suffering because of the war. Lord, please let this stupid war end. Thank you." Not long afterward, Eleonora's parents made another pilgrimage, this time to the monastery of Saint Gemma Galgani in Lucca. There they received a video about the young saint, and after watching it, Eleonora looked at her mother and said she wanted to become a saint too. Her mother gently corrected her, saying that at 11 years old, she should be thinking about school and enjoying her time with her friends. But Eleonora simply smiled and answered, "Mom, you're right, but life here on earth is short, while in heaven, we'll be there for all eternity." Only a short time later, heartbreaking news arrived. More tests revealed that the cancer had returned and had spread to her lungs. Throughout 2004, the long journeys to the Gaslini hospital became more frequent. Yet wherever she went, Eleonora filled the hospital with peace. Doctors, nurses, and the other children loved being around her because she never lost a smile. After Father Silvano returned from a pilgrimage, and after having visited the remains of Venerable Antonietta Meo, he told Eleonora about the holy little girl who had written letters to Jesus. Inspired by her example, Eleonora began keeping her own diary. In a simple school notebook, she wrote 25 heartfelt reflections, all signed with her name. Her illness became more severe. She endured powerful cancer treatments, experimental therapies, and finally a stem cell transplant in the hope of saving her life. As word of her suffering spread, thousands of people began praying and fasting for her. Even Pope John Paul II remembered Eleonora after receiving a letter she had written to him. During those 2 years, she endured 18 rounds of cancer treatment, countless hospital stays, 4 operations under general anesthesia, and unimaginable pain, but she never lost a patience or a smile. She never complained and never sought any explanation for her illness. What she did was offered all of her suffering for sinners, the world's problems, and the suffering souls in purgatory. This little 11-year-old girl had understood the whole meaning of our life, the offering of ourselves for love. Lord, I offer you my hair for poor children, and I offer you all my suffering for all the problems in the world. Lord, I thank you for all the things you have given me, and because today was a beautiful day, may tomorrow be an equally beautiful day. Lord, always protect our family. Lord, I thank you because you have never let me lack anything. Her witness touched countless hearts. Through her suffering, God drew many people back to Himself. Entire prayer groups united for her. Even those who had long been away from God began praying after hearing about the courage and peace of this little girl. There were also moments that deeply moved her parents. Sometimes they would find Eleonora sitting quietly on a bed with her legs crossed, completely absorbed. When they asked who was she speaking to, she answered that she was speaking with a guardian angel, Padre Pio, Father Pancrazio, and Father Lino, a holy friar from Parma. She appeared completely at peace during these moments, almost as if she were already touching heaven. Yet whenever anyone asked what they spoke about, she would simply smile and say she could not tell them. She once described Padre Pio as being rather stern, but said Father Lino always made her laugh. Lord, I offer you my illness and all my sufferings, even the smallest ones. Use them for all the problems in the world and to save souls in purgatory. Thank you. I love you. Kisses. On August the 15th, Father Silvano Alfieri visited Eleonora, and before leaving that evening, heard a confession. The following morning, after a peaceful night, she unexpectedly fell into a coma for about 30 minutes before regaining consciousness. Then something remarkable happened. A hermit priest from Genoa, who barely knew the family, suddenly felt moved to come and administer the sacrament of confirmation immediately. Eleonora received the sacrament fully conscious and with great joy. Only a short time later, her condition suddenly worsened. At 1:50 p.m. in the afternoon, on August the 16th, 2004, surrounded by the love of her family, Eleonora peacefully surrendered her soul to the Lord, almost as if she were falling asleep in her father's arms. After her death, Father Silvano reflected on an extraordinary connection between Eleonora and Saint Maria Goretti, to whom so many prayers had been offered throughout her illness. During the centenary celebrations of Saint Maria Goretti's death, people constantly repeated her age, 11 years, 8 months, and 21 days. That short life had been enough for God to raise up one of the Church's greatest young saints and remind the world that holiness is not measured by years, but by love. Eleonora lived 11 years, 8 months, and 17 days. The striking similarity deeply moved everyone who knew her. Father Silvano believed that it was a beautiful sign that Saint Maria Goretti had remained close to Eleonora every day, strengthening her throughout her battle and becoming, in a special way, her spiritual sister. Like Saint Maria Goretti, Eleonora showed that true victory is not found in escaping suffering, but in offering it to Christ with faith, hope, and love. Though her earthly life was brief, her witness continues to inspire countless souls to trust God, embrace the cross, and remember that those who give everything to Jesus never loses anything. They gain heaven. Servant of God Eleonora Restori, prega per noi.